Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for our first Ride the Region. I'm Austin Hines with Curtis Needs a Ride, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today to rally the American Heart Association Southwest Region on our course ahead over the next 6 weeks. Cycle Nation is the American Heart Association and American Stroke Association's nationwide movement aimed to empower Americans to get heart and brain healthy while raising funds to continue vital community programs that will forever change the course of heart disease and stroke. Some of you may not be aware, but your participation in your local Cycle Nation is just a piece of the incredible impact that we can have. Now, COVID-19 has changed pretty much everything, including Cycle Nation. And this year's One Cycle Nation, the biggest Cycle Nation event ever, allows us to ride as one as we raise awareness and funds on World Stroke Day, October 29th. By coming together as a group across the 6 states that make up the AHA Southwest region and participating in One Cycle Nation, you are a part of something much larger. Strokes don't discriminate. They can happen to anyone at any age, and about 1 in 4 people worldwide will have one in their lifetime. The good news, 80% of first strokes may be prevented. One Cycle Nation presents an amazing opportunity for us to unite and bring prevention awareness and potentially impact over 44 million lives in our Southwest communities alone. And now, I'd like to turn it over to Ben Miller, Chair of 2020 Denver Cycle Nation.
Hello everyone, my name's Ben Miller and I'm Chair of Denver Cycle Nation. One Cycle Nation has amplified the competitive spirit this year as 5 AHA regions go head-to-head to compete for raising the most critical funds needed to continue the imperative research we need in order to prevent and improve outcomes from strokes. On October 29, 2020, World Stroke Day, join us as we come together for One Cycle Nation. The goal is simple: one day, one ride, $1 million, and 1 million miles. 1 million miles and $1 million may seem extreme, but imagine the incredible awareness and impact we could bring by achieving this goal. The Southwest region wants to recruit as many Cycle Nation riders as possible with a minimum of 1,000 riders by October 1st, which kicks off our 4-week sprint. With 200 teams consisting of 4 to 5 riders who average 56 miles per week, the Southwest region will contribute nearly 200,000 miles to the 1 million mile goal. And with the new Cycle Nation app, which you'll hear more about shortly, tracking weekly achievements will be easier than ever. Our fundraising goal is achievable. With 4 markets participating in this challenge, Denver, Northwest Arkansas, Tulsa, and San Antonio, we have set a total fundraising goal of $1 million. We know this is an opportunity that we can knock out of the park. Every dollar raised supports our mission to fight heart disease and stroke, the #1 and #5 killers of Americans. We can do it.
Are you ready to get yourself into gear? Do you want to make an impact on your health and the health of others affected by heart disease and stroke? Well, you've come to the right place. Let's get moving and get you registered for the American Heart Association and American Stroke Association Cyclonation. First things first, let's find the right event for you. Is it on a stationary bike, or would you rather have your wheels on the ground? Either way, we have an event that will get your heart pumping and let you have the ride of your life. Let's get you moving. Based on your location, we'll display a few Cyclonation events in your area. Not seeing anything? Don't stress. Just do a search by zip or state to see what's closest to you. After you find your event and check to see when it is, click register. Your next decision is how you want to join in on the fun. Do you want to take the lead and get your friends pedaling along with you? Simply click Start a Team to get onto the next step. Maybe you know someone who took the lead already and has created a team. If that's the case, you'll just click Join a Team. Or maybe you want to ride solo and challenge your inner athlete to rise to the occasion. I'm Going Solo is for you. No choice is better than the other, so no FOMO here. Pick a path and let's move on. Once you've picked your path, you'll be asked to log in or create an account. If you've ever been a part of Heart Walk, Kids Heart Challenge, or are back for another Cyclonation ride, you can use the same username and password to register for the event. If you don't remember them, just click on that link and we'll send you an email to remind you. If this is your first event with us, give yourself a virtual high five for being amazing and click on the No button. You'll create a login after a few more steps. We have a few deets that are important for you if you're starting a team or joining a team. Solo riders, stay tuned, your part is coming up. When you start a team, you'll be asked to name your team as well as set a team goal. Your team goal is how much everyone on your team will raise together. We've set it to the team minimum fundraising goal, but if that number feels a little high, don't sweat it. That is what on average our teams raise and totally doable. You'll have us by your side with tips and amazing guidance to help motivate your team. We got you. If you're part of a company or group that is participating in Cyclonation, be sure to select the name in the drop-down. If you have a VIP code, enter it here. That just helps make sure your team is assigned to the right time along with your company or group. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then this does not apply to you and you can just skip right along to the next step. All right, let's talk for a sec about joining a team. All you need to do is find the right team and you'll be on your way. Search by team captain name, team name, or the group or company. Once you complete your search, just click on the Join button. Boom, easy. With the team selection out of the way, you will now provide us with a bit more info so we can get to know you. Time to tune back in, solo rider. The first bit of information is about your personal fundraising goal. This is what you're committing to raise all by yourself. Our fundraising tools are pretty lit, so you won't have any problem reaching this. You can also kick off your fundraising by making that first donation right here. Show them who's boss and that you own your fundraising goal. Just select an amount and you'll make your donation at the end of the registration process. Bonus, you're now a few dollars closer to reaching your goal. Yes! The next bit is all about you. Your name, email, mobile, and your ICE. That's your in case of emergency. If you're a newbie and didn't log in, this is where you'll create your username and password too. Be sure to jot this down and keep it in a safe place. You'll need this to log into your participant center later so you can continue to fundraise and hit that goal. Before you commit, take a moment to review. See an issue? Click to edit. Ready to turn up with Cyclonation? Click complete registration. And you did it. You are in. We are so excited to have you along for the ride. Still need a little motivation or help? We're always here for you, so just reach out. You also have your participant center that is full of those lit tips we talked about earlier. We can't wait to see you crush your fundraising goals and then help us put the brakes on stroke and heart disease by turning it way up on a bike. See you at Cyclonation, fam!
Hi, I'm Megan Gibson.
And I'm Matt Gibson, President and CEO of Extract Companies.
And we are chairs for Cyclonation Tulsa.
This year's Cyclonation is more relevant than ever as the global pandemic has created an even greater need throughout our communities because much of what puts you at risk for stroke, uncontrolled high blood pressure, smoking, and obesity increases the risk for complications due to COVID-19.
Stroke prevention and awareness is especially important now as everyone tries to stay as healthy as possible. Whole body wellness and taking care of both your heart and brain can help you feel stronger, healthier, and mentally sharp while also reducing your risk of stroke.
I want to take a moment to share with you a list of the Southwest region's top sponsors. Our national sponsor is Amgen. In Northwest Arkansas, the top sponsors are Emerson Group and RB Health, Hygiene, and Home. In Denver, it's Kaiser Permanente. In San Antonio, it's Methodist Healthcare. And in Tulsa, it's Extract Companies, and we're proud to be a champion of this cause.
Thank you for all you do to help support the AHA's critical life-saving mission of fighting heart disease and stroke. Austin, back to you.
Okay, so how can you get started? I'm going to walk you through the new and improved Cycle Nation app. First, download the Cycle Nation mobile app for iPhone or Android. You can personalize your Cycle Nation experience by adding a photo and/or a story. Send pre-written emails, text messages, or make posts to your social media channels asking for donations. Recruit your team and communicate with your teammates. It actually is that easy. But now, John Davis with the Hershey Company, chair of the 2020 Northwest Arkansas Cycle Nation.
Hi, I'm John Davis with the Hershey Company and a chair of the 2020 Cycle Nation event here in Northwest Arkansas. It's easy to remember the most common stroke warning signs with a simple acronym, FAST. F-A-S-T. F is for face drooping, A is for arm weakness, S is for speech difficulty, and T stands for time to call 911. Knowing FAST and responding quickly in a stroke emergency may mean the difference between recovery and disability. We know that stroke can happen to anyone, anywhere, any age, at any time, and everyone needs to know the stroke warning signs and what to do, which is to immediately call 911. I want you to hear this story of Michael Johnson, an Olympic runner who at the age of 51 had a stroke.
I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, that's life. You just never know, what's going to happen. And the expectation, if you had asked me before, I would think if you're having a stroke, you probably know it when it's happening, but you don't. I stumbled. I had a lack of coordination in my left ankle, that I was feeling some tingling in my left arm. So my wife and I discussed it and decided, let's go to the emergency room just to be sure and see what's going on. The first thing they did was a CT scan, and they mentioned that it seems like maybe you had a stroke, but we're not seeing that. The next step was then to undergo an MRI. When I got out, tried to get off the table and to get to the bed, I couldn't walk at all. I couldn't stand. My first question was, will I be able to recover? And the team of doctors said that is the question that everyone has, and it's the right question, but unfortunately there's no specific answer for that. But when you can't move something, you want to know, is this my future? I was very fortunate there was no brain issues. When the therapist came to my room and get you up with this walker and ended up walking 200 meters or thereabouts, which was ironic given that I was the fastest man in the world at that distance. It probably took 10 minutes for me to cover that distance that day, but I wasn't discouraged because I was taking instruction from my therapist the same way I took instruction from my coach. And it's what made me return to my room and tell my wife, I'm confident I'm going to make a full recovery. I was truly having to learn how to walk again. My motivation was phenomenal. My son is just going off to college, actually. I want to obviously be around for him and grandkids if I'm so lucky to have them, and I don't want any restrictions. I want to get back my quality of life. This was different. It was all of a sudden going into therapy and going into the gym every day, twice a day, with a real motivation. Nobody's clapping. There are no gold medals when I finish, of runs on the track or in the weight room. That's a greater motivation than winning an Olympic gold medal, to be honest. Now it's more of trying to make sure that I take the time to relax, even if I don't feel like I need to. Relaxation for me a lot of times is go do a workout. Just sit down, and I do that a lot more and meditate, and that's good for me. Being a stroke survivor is part of who I am and always will be. I'll never know what caused this stroke. All I can do is do all that I can to minimize my risk of of a stroke and live my life.
Michael Johnson's story is one of inspiration and not giving up. And One Cycle Nation this year, the new physical activity tracker, conveniently located in your Cycle Nation app, will motivate you. This is a distance challenge that will activate 30 days prior to the event. Now, in these final weeks, we'll be raising funds and heartbeats as we start our distance challenge. Our goal is to achieve 200,000 miles. Cycle Nation Mileage Tracker is inside the Cycle Nation application, which I hope you all have downloaded by now. This tracker has the ability to track your miles from your phone during this year's Cycle Nation Distance Challenge. Once you download the application, you need to connect with Apple Health, Google Health, or you can connect with Strava. Android users may be required to download Google Fit. Then, in the navigation, go to the settings and turn on all categories. Tracking your mileage will be critical during our 4-week sprint. If your current tracking device, such as Apple Watch or Garmin, is connected, either Apple Health or Google Fit, your historic mileage activity will automatically be retrieved in the Cycle Nation app. You can also go beyond biking and manually track walking and running miles. If you have a Peloton, make sure you are connected through Apple or Google Health. And if you don't have a tracking device, you can record your cycling miles with the Cycle Nation app by clicking the green Start button. When you're done with your ride, you can press the red Stop button to save your workout. If you forget to track your mileage with a device, you can manually track miles from riding, walking, or running. Click the plus button next to Activities. Go beyond the bike and manually track miles of other physical activity, giving you more ways to participate and define your ride. Be sure to download the Cycle Nation app today to start tracking your miles and achieve your goals quicker than ever. I think now we have time for a couple questions. So, our 4-week sprint starts on October 1st. What if you have a rider who wants to join in on the fun after October 1st? The answer is yes. You can register at any time, and the app will allow you to include your previous rides. Next, at the event on October 29th, how will companies and individuals be recognized on the leaderboard? We will recognize top companies, top individuals, and top teams. What if I live in a city that is not part of the 4 markets that are participating? You can still participate. Go to cyclenation.org/southwest and sign up. Now I want to introduce Amber Baker, Associate Executive Vice President of the American Heart Association Southwest Region.
Thanks, Austin. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for coming together today to talk and learn more about this culminating opportunity to fund the critical work of the American Heart Association of being a relentless force for longer, healthier lives for all. The mission of the American Heart Association has never been more relevant, more important than it is today. Taking care of oneself and being healthy is a great investment, and it's one additional investment in keeping yourself in the fight against the coronavirus. This year's Cycle Nation has embraced the digital experience, and it's helping people like you and me create a long-lasting, healthy lifestyle. Thanks for being here with me. Back to you, Austin.
I hope you are as excited as I am about One Cycle Nation. Here are your action steps. Register. You can register today at cyclenation.org/southwest. Download the Cycle Nation app. Connect to the activity tracker, get fundraising, and get riding. See you on October 29th at 5:30 Central or 4:30 Mountain Time. Thank you again for joining. Now let's get out and ride.
Thank you all for supporting the American Heart Association.
My why is to educate educate people about what it's like to have a heart attack and how to survive it.
Ride the revolution!
On behalf of the American Heart Association, I'd like to thank you all for being here.
We're really excited to be here in the Power and Light District in Kansas City, focusing on our first Cycle Nation. They're getting ready right behind me. We have 200 people, 50 bikes. It's going to be a great day in Kansas City. We're also out here to try to raise awareness about stroke. And stroke is the #1 disabler in America. It's the #5 killer. And so we know that if we can make sure that people understand the warning signs of a stroke, that we could be able to save lives and change lives.
Thank you guys for coming out to Kansas City's first inaugural Cycle Nation. We're so excited to have everybody here today and helping to raise awareness about heart disease and stroke, but most importantly to save more lives here in Kansas City. We hope everybody has a really great time and we hope to see you again next year.